Yo, what is going on, sports fans? Welcome back to the Buds and Sports channel. We are glad to have everybody back. We are glad to be back for the 2023-24 NFL season. As always, we are your three hosts. I'm Doug, Lightning Leche, a.k.a. Let's get it cracking again. With me, as always, Spuddy McGee.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's good? What's good, yo? What's up? Back at it again, NFL season. Let's go.
Love the energy. And to the left of me, as always, Francis.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another season. Week one.
Just Francis.
This is where the crazy shits happen.
Just Francis.
Well, I was gonna go Sir Francis, but I don't know. I was feeling the big F today, Francis.
It's all good. That works.
What do you like to be called? I mean, I was gonna go Daddy, but
Stop.
All right, everybody. This is our Week 1 DraftKings episode. Football is back, baby, which means DraftKings is in full effect this season. And, as always, we're going to be giving you our top two guys. When we say our top two guys, we mean our guys over 6,000. And we will give you our two value guys, which would be the guys under 6,000. So, if you know how DraftKings work, we'll hop right into it, and as always, we'll get started with our QBs. We got somewhat of a shaky slate for Week 1. A lot of question marks. It's been a very quiet offseason. So I think with Week 1, you would really want to play it kind of safe. I think safe is the name of the game. And I know Jalen Hurts is sitting at 7,800, a little pricey, and I know it's at New England, but I think he's just a safe pick. I don't see the Eagles going in there and just getting blown out or destroyed. I think Eagles continue to do what they do best, what they did last season, which is run the ball effectively. Jalen Hurts was picking spots, and I can see Jalen Hurts having a TD with his feet and a TD with his arm to go along with those yards. So, I think that's a solid safe pick for a top pick if you want to spend money heavy.
You going with this pick?
What do you think Jalen Hurts will average on attempts run this season?
At least 8.
Per game.
At least 8 per game.
So
at least 8 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you going with Jalen Hurts? Was it one of your picks?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jalen Hurts, baby. With my second guy for top dollar, I'm looking here, and like I said, potential. Justin Fields has a pretty nice matchup. I don't know why Green Bay has the red. Don't be fooled by that red. Green Bay is not scary. Joe Burrow has a pretty nice matchup. I know you're looking at Herbert and you're seeing that juicy green, but, do you trust the Chargers? So I think we're going to go a little bit right above the 6,000 mark at 6,100. I think Geno Smith would be another safe pick this weekend.
Geno!
I think the Rams defense has taken a step down. They lost Jalen Ramsey. Donald's back, right? He's still there.
He's like the only guy there.
Yeah, I was about to say that's really all you got to really worry about. But we've seen I just think the Seahawks have a good chemistry going right now. They believe in that Geno Smith culture, and I think they could take on the Rams. And I think Geno Smith could, at 6,100, I think Geno Smith could at least get you anywhere between 20 and 25, which is, I think, solid for that pricing.
Yes, sir. I like it.
Moving on to our value guys under 6,000. This is where it starts to get real scary, Terry. But I'm going to go 5,400. I think Brock Purdy has a nice showing this weekend.
Ooh, I like to hear it.
At 5,400, look, if Purdy can throw 2 TDs, I mean, Goff today with 1 TD and 200 yards got me 14 points. If you add another TD to that, he's close to the 20s, and I think at 5,400, Purdy can get you that. If he gets you to the dubs, I think you're pretty solid for the pricing he's at. They're playing Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh has that big front, but I think with the run game with McCaffrey, you got Debo, you got Ayuk there, and Kittle. I don't think there's no reason why Purdy shouldn't have at least 15 points and above type of game.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Interesting.
So with my second and final value pick, damn, Baker Mayfield's under Minshew? Disrespect.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Right? But yeah, with my final pick, I think I'm going to go. I want to go one of these guys. I think I'm gonna go Mr. Derek Carr, 5,300. Tennessee's defense ain't nothing to write about. Carr, new team, new chip on his shoulder. I think Jamal Williams there with that run game will be nice to help Carr open up some pockets. And I don't know. I think this is New Orleans' year to win that division. I think it's fully open. I think they come out hot. And Derek Carr, for 5,300, like I said, if he gets you close 18, 19, 20, that's already worth the pricing, way more. But if he gets above that,
it's an
shit.
Open division.
It's good shit.
Mm-hmm. So those are my two top guys, my two value guys. Let's hear from the boys. What do you guys like this week?
You could go first, Spuddy.
I'm still pending.
Okay. I kind of like Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Second, it's gonna be a second season with Doug Peterson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think he'll be a lot more comfortable. System.
Yeah.
They added weapons this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll have a strong first game.
Yeah, against a Indy defense where at one point it was putting pressure, then it just went away. So I think Indy is going to have that trouble again of really, having a decent defense. I think Trevor Lawrence lights up Indy.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that pick. That was another name I was looking at.
Yeah. Let me see. Value. You did talk about Bake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did throw his name out there. I was surprised how low he was, and I was almost gonna write.
Honestly, me personally, I've made one lineup this week, and Baker Mayfield is my quarterback. There, secrets out. I chose Bake with a stack on Evans, and my bring back player would be. We'll get into that, but yeah, I went Bake. He has his random solid games, and I think this is the most talented offense he's had in his career. When you compare the rosters, maybe the Browns can compete, but if I'm solely talking about wide receivers, I think this is his strongest room. So we'll see what he can do with it.
I'll tell you that his line was nothing like how Tom Brady played in Bucks, but it's still a pretty decent line to be around.
Mm-hmm.
So there's chances of Baker having the occasional good games. This being one of them. And I feel like Baker is going to have a very strong start to the season.
Yeah, that could be the narrative. Hey, Baker's having a hot start.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I'm talking myself into believing it. And even though he's below Minshew,
and I'm sorry, I'm fueling it too.
Yeah,
more fuel to the fire. But yeah.
Do you have any names to add, or I was gonna ask a question about the guy below him? How you guys feel about that situation?
You know what? I really didn't catch anything from him, so I can't really make a comment. But
Who? How well?
yeah, because he's the
He's
starter.
starting for Washington.
He's the starter in Washington.
Oh,
Heineke
my.
is the backup in Atlanta. So, Commanders really had no one else to kind of go to. Because I don't even know who else is in that quarterback room.
Yeah. What are they doing? What's their game?
But at the same time, like, they have weapons. At least in the receiving end. The running back situation, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I feel like.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
with that being the case, do you really think they're going to run a committee majority of the time? Meaning they're going to have more run plays than pass, yet still run a committee? That doesn't sound right to me. So
Right.
So I feel like they're going to let this guy slang. And there's a chance it could be positive or just very, very ugly games all the time. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't put him in like one of my main lineups, but like a fuck it lineup, put in Hallwell. He got Dodson and McLaren.
Yeah.
Why not? Not only that, Curtis Samuels for some trickery plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it could work. It could work.
It could work for a little bit, if the matchup is right, which this week it is. Samuel Harwell could work. It could really work.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you on a even further of a stretch. If you want to do a fucking lineup, do you throw Josh Dobbs at super value at 4,600 for a fucking lineup?
No. There's so many reasons.
No.
There's so many reasons why.
I beg you, don't.
And it's not even on Dobbs, actually.
It's not even on Dobbs.
It's not even on Dobbs. It's just so much question marks on the offensive end, like receiver wise.
Right.
Like who's going to be the main guys? Like D Hop's out. Marquise Brown's always has a abdominal injury. So you got a lot of guys to prove it. So you're just question marks on that end, and then even tight end, Ertz is out. Most likely going to be out, or he's going to be limited. So they got to rely on a rookie tight end there too, or like a second year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of question marks in the offense, new system as well. So
a lot of question marks.
A lot of question marks where it's just like, eek,
Right.
And we the thing is, we've seen Dobbs play in short notice, and he proves he has the drive to like play in the NFL and win games in the NFL.
Right.
But I mean, we'll see if he really has the chops to play some like really good games in. Because did Dobbs play for the Titans last year? Right, real quick.
Was he on the Titans?
I want to say he was in the Titans where they threw him out there and they're like, okay, let's see what he could do. And even though it was an L, they're like, well, he has a lot more spunk than Willis. Let's throw him in for the final game.
Right.
Because remember, he was in the practice squad, and they're like, let's get him, let's promote him and shit like that. So I don't know. Well, Josh Dobbs, we'll see how the system treats him before we do any fuck it lineups for him. Now, the question, one quarterback question that before we move on. I already know the answer just because of how the situation is over there. But what are we thinking about Russell Wilson's second year in Bronco land?
Same thing, Sean Payton. Show me. I'm not picking. I'm not even looking at.
Oh, you cut out there.
That's how I felt about this.
You hella cut out.
You're not even thinking. You're not even thinking about what?
I said I'm not even looking his way, thinking about him until you show me something. Show me something.
Yeah, I'm gonna prove it to me with Russell Wilson. I mean, if you've already have a handful of lineups made and you just want to get real different, maybe.
Yeah.
Just that there's that off chance that the Seahawks version of Russell Wilson shows up.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to judge by preseason, what we or just off season what we heard. The fact we barely heard anything and just Sean Payton talking shit on Russell Wilson.
Shit.
Russell Wilson
and everybody.
Yeah. So in a way, I feel like this is great. This is actually great for him.
I don't think he wants him. He definitely is going to draft a quarterback this next draft, I feel like.
But it's also very humbling for Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Somebody had to tell him.
Someone had to tell him. You know?
Dude, you cringe. Chill.
Not even.
That's basically what he said. Really, that's honestly what he said. Hey, cringy. Chill out.
Hey, no. I like what Sean Payton told him. What the fuck are you doing? You're not kissing babies and shit. What are you running for office? I like that better than cringe because that's to the point. Yeah. If that is true, because I mean we've all heard it only from sources, but if that shit came out of Sean Payton's mouth, that shit's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I love it. All right, benching Wilson till further notice. Duly noted.
Duly noted.
Plus, hey, their receiver room's already fucked up again too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're already starting for that.
Yeah. All right, then you guys got anybody else you'd like to mention, or?
I think that's it for me on my side.
All right, let's wrap up this QB. So my two top value guys to look for this week are going to be, two top guys, dollar guys to be looking for this week is Jalen Hurts, 7,800 up in New England, and then we have Geno Smith, 6,100 at home against the Rams. And then our two value guys for the week are going to be Brock Purdy at 5,400.
Yes, sir.
And Derek Carr at 5,300. And with that being said, I'm now going to hand the ball off to Francis, who is going to talk running backs.
Yo, it has been a minute since I've done this, so we'll see how this flows. But cut to the point. My first pick, top pick, of course, is going to be biased as fuck. And you guys already know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
Christian McCaffrey.
Who?
Christian McCaffrey at 8,700. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know Pittsburgh's been looking good. I get it. Niners haven't really been looking that great. But Shanahan's identity, his stemming from his dad, has always been established that run game.
Oh, I mean run game. Yeah.
Overwork your players and run the ball. Work them to the ground, work them to injury, and run the damn football for that play action. So McCaffrey should see a lot of volume. He should see a lot of targets. He's going to get a good workload of both. He's going to get his rushing attempts. He's going to get his passing attempts. And if all it takes is that one play call to have just good enough blocking, and that man is gone. Big ass play. He's that explosive. So we haven't seen him slowing down at all. The only concern with him has been injuries, but so far, at least in a Niner uniform, he's pretty good at showing up. X1. Oh crap! I accidentally closed out of my roster. Sorry. Is gonna be. Sorry, guys. I'm honestly thinking Ramondre Stevenson just because he's at 7,000, by the way. But
you're going
just
with
because this I'm going with this pick, I get it's the Eagles defense, but they have a great pass rush. I don't know if their run defense is as great as their pass rush, but Ramondre Stevenson, it's not like he's just going to gut it up the middle every time either. Like, he gets his passing attempts, and he got some heavy workload to end the season last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they added Juju Smith. They're going with Mac Jones. But I don't know. I don't know if they're ready to make themselves that identity of we're going to slang this thing. I think they're still going to very much try to play good defense and utilize Stevenson.
Especially with knees explode over there.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that was wild when I heard that.
Yeah.
His knees are about to explode. Like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean explode, dude? Like,
Yeah.
they got bombs in them or something? Like...
No, for real. Okay, so Stevenson, 7K mark. Even though there's a lot of playable guys in the 6K range, but we're gonna go lower. And yes, I like my chances with Javonte Williams at 5,700 at home against the Raiders. I was talking to Dougie earlier today off air, and I mentioned to him that I don't think Sean Payton's fully sold on his quarterback right now. I don't think he fully trusts Russell Wilson to win them football games. I think the Broncos' identity this year is similar to the Patriots, where if they're hoping to win some games with that roster and that quarterback right now, it's good defense and running the ball. They're going to be grindy games, low-scoring, boring games, but that's going to be them this year.
I can't wait for Russell Wilson to run one audible.
One audible? Why?
One audible that isn't a run. Sean Payton will be livid. He's going to be like, run the fucking play.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to see him like cussing up a storm on the sideline at the moment that happens.
Cussing up a storm.
You're going to see it. You're going to be able to lip read it. The camera has to cut away because he's just letting it go.
He even looks at the camera, knows where the camera's at, and starts cussing, mouthing it.
You see this fucking shit? That's what he's going to say to the camera. All right. So that is my case for Javonte Williams. He did look great before his injury. I'm banking that he healed well and rehab was good to him, and he's going to come back to form. So Javonte at 5,700 at home, I think, is great value. Second dude, you're going to have to scroll down, and this is due thanks to the Jonathan Taylor situation. We are going to go super value here, 4,100, Deion Jackson.
Really? Damn. I'm surprised they haven't tried to raise his price up because of the whole situation.
True, huh?
Yeah.
True.
And he had some great outings last year when Taylor was out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Deion Jackson is going to carry. He's next in line. He's going to get the workload. Now, the tricky part here is what is this offense going to look like with Anthony Richardson? Are they going to, be way excited about his rocket arm and just like pass?
Yes.
Or are they going to try to slow it down, try to help him out, use check downs and stuff like that?
We don't want that shit.
We don't really know. The Colts have been boring on offense for the last couple of years, so hopefully they are a little more electrifying. But I think if you're going with super value at 4,100, Deion Jackson just has to get you to maybe 15 to 17 points, and you're set there. So I think, a couple goal line chances maybe, or inside the 20, he could get in.
Mm-hmm.
He could get in. But yeah, I mean, there's little data in week one. We kind of just have to go with the information we got and gut feelings. So that's my last value pick. What do you guys think?
I
like it, but now going into what we think, Francis.
Yes, sir. You guys have the floor.
I can't believe you didn't pick this man. Josh Jacobs, Jinger Schmitz. He's going to beat the Broncos. Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
You about to run all over them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, going into this season, everyone's having him as one of the top running backs, like top 3 running backs this year.
Damn. Well, yeah, I forgot what position he finished last year, but
he was one.
Definitely was top.
He was one.
Yeah, first.
Oh, he was one?
He was one.
Oh, okay.
He was one. Yeah. Does it go down a little bit? Yes, just because no one's sold on the QB situation. We kind of saw the passing last year wasn't the greatest, and then going from Derek Carr to Jimmy G. People think not much change, which means people are probably going to load up the box a little bit more for Josh Jacobs. But Josh Jacobs is a power runner. He's used to that type of thing. The only thing he has to worry about is the little nagging injuries that he gets here and there. Maybe a toe, maybe a quad hurts a little bit, but he still grinds through them. He gets his yards. He gets it done. I remember last season they were talking about him getting replaced, possibly getting replaced.
Right.
And he's like, nope, you got to keep me. I mean, he fought for a contract too. So, we'll see how that goes. Denver's defense, at least run defense wise, is not the greatest. Yeah. So I can see Josh Jacobs just running through this defense throughout the whole game.
Well, one of those running backs are going to go off that game. Maybe even both.
Right.
Hey, we might get a running back showdown, a good old fashioned running back showdown, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. What do you think, Dougie? What you got to add in over here?
I like Jamal Williams, 5,100 at value.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he's going to see the most touches and have his most workload with Kamara sitting on the bench, being suspended. I forgot who the other cat is there, but I don't think it should be too much of a 1-2 punch as more of a Jamal show, or should be. But yeah, I like him at 5,100. Mm-hmm. So as long as he gets above 10, hitting that 15 area, you're happy with that. I don't think he's going to be very high owned either. So as far as like top dollar guy, I guess the only other guy I would mention that you guys didn't really talk about is maybe what was his name? Etney Jr.
Yes, sir.
Going against Indy, like I said, I could see Trevor Lawrence and the Jags being in the red zone a lot, which is going to be a lot of opportunities for Etney. So yeah, that'll be my other value guy, but I like the guys you guys mentioned more than him.
What do we think about Cam Akers?
I've never been sold on him since he's been in the league. Like I haven't seen a play from him where I'm like, he's dangerous.
He's benefited from a good line when it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. At best, I thought he was solid. But like I said, I don't think there's like really superstar potential. I think he's just a solid player. I think you know what I mean? Like I don't think his ceiling's crazy high or anything.
I think what watered it down was when and this was before he even got on the team, Akers got on the team, was when Gurley had to like go out for a while and they picked up CJ Anderson from the couch, and CJ Anderson had like 200 yards.
Oh, yeah. I do kind of remember that.
Yeah. So, like, after that, I'm like, oh, anyone could run under this line. So, like, I feel like it really,
right.
I feel like it devalued Cam Akers, because Cam Akers had, like, when he played, he'll have some good games and things like that, but it wasn't, like, too crazy.
Nothing too special.
But, I mean, there's still some, excuse me. I think there's still potential there, but I just don't think he's, like, that guy.
No, not at all.
Before we move on to wide receivers, do you think they will treat Bijan Robinson the way they treated Gibbs tonight?
No, they have no reason
to. Literally, no. There's absolutely no reason there.
You don't think like, Tyler Algier kind of knows the playbook more. He's kind of the veteran here.
You know what? It being the Falcons, it being the Falcons and putting Cordell Patterson as the Joker. Like, they're on some stupid shit with the running backs, because like Algier getting more touches than Cordell Patterson last year was atrocious. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like I said, there's no reason. There's no reason this should be a Gibbs situation.
I feel like what's gonna happen. We're gonna see the rebirth of, I forgot what it's technically, like the wing formation.
Fucking Wildcat.
It's a little bit like Wildcat, but this is going back to when Washington had. Y'all remember Chris Cooley?
Yeah.
Chris Cooley was technically a tight end, but he played this weird position, which when I played like Pop Warner, it was fucking a popular formation. It was called the wing back. And usually the wing back would just fly over the field, do a lot of motion type of shit. And, weirdly, it would confuse offenses for a while. We might be getting something like that back with Cordell Patterson as the Joker.
Ass.
So...
He said ass.
Yeah.
Ass.
So, I mean, that also goes into, touches for Robinson, because we might be getting a lot more reverses, misdirections and things like that from this new position created by the Falcons.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I think Robinson should get his touches. Obviously, he was drafted for a reason, and Algier is a backup because they were like, we're not sold on Algier, The fact that the Falcons weren't even sold on Cordell Patterson and they went with Algier and then go with Robinson, it's like, all right, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, but
yeah, they don't know who the fuck they like.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. That's what scares me. That's what I'm saying. Like, who knows what
You cut out Dougie. You cut out Dougie.
Yeah, he cut out a little bit.
What happened?
You've been cutting out. Like, you cut out during all that.
I was on muting my mic. But,
No, go for it.
I don't know. Who knows what the fuck the Falcons are gonna look like this year? But all I know is like, I still can't. But like, I've seen lists that people picked Falcons winning the division, and I don't see it. How? What are you seeing there? What's there? Give me a reason. Anything.
It's hard to convince me that they have a reason to win the division, especially with no defense.
Mm-hmm.
So. Your offense is going to be at best 20th.
Right.
So I'm like, what are we winning here with a 20th offense and a 28th defense?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
That's just me being me.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for the running back slates as far as our favorite picks. So to recap, I do have McCaffrey top at 8,700 and Ramondre Stevenson at 7,000. Then we got Javonte Williams at home against the Raiders, 5,700. And last but not least, Deion Jackson at home, super value at 4,100. All right. I'm passing this ball to Spuddy so he could talk about wide receivers.
And what a wide receiver list we have here, and probably the rest of the season. The wide out position is very stacked from top guys to value. And, I mean, as the season goes on, we're going to see how these receivers get used or maybe not even used at all. But since we're fresh off week 1, a lot of people are going to be very weirdly placed, or they don't know they don't know how to price for certain players just yet. But as we continue on this journey of week 1, let's go with the safe bet. The super safe bet. And if you know what I'm talking about, you already know we got to go to the JJ.
Right,
Justin Jefferson,
walking with the heat up.
8,800. JJ coming on the scene.
Yes, sir. Jettas.
I feel like this is a guy that you have to have in your lineup to win this week.
Ooh, like that.
Ooh.
He's the must own.
Yeah, because
he's a slate breaker. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because a lot of the offenses were just so like we don't know what's gonna happen. The matchups this week is all weird. We got divisional matchups. Mm-hmm. Then we got like quarterback questions. Are they all right and things like that? Because like Tyreek Hill sounds like a cool pick, but like we're kind of worried about Tua. You know,
I'm always worried about Tua.
so it's like, do we go for that pick? You know, is he going to have that type of game against this Charger defense? Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? Because the Charger defense usually plays good early, and then late, you know, whatever. But I just think Justin Jefferson has the best matchup against Tampa Bay. At least Kirk Cousins can sometimes throw him the ball, you know, and he makes plays happen.
Right.
You know, he's been consistent since his rookie year.
Yeah.
So why not, I say. So, yeah. Justin Jefferson, you're my first
I like that pick.
First top dollar pick. And my next guy, because I like counters, because I think this is going to be the shootout of the week. Mike Evans at 6,300.
Let's go.
I'm piggybacking.
Yes, sir.
I'm piggybacking on that thought that Baker's going to have a really good, you know, first couple games. He's going to come out strong, and honestly, I think he has a very favorable defense to kind of go out strong with.
Yeah.
And why not go out strong with one of the most consistent receivers in the long run, Mike Evans? Man's been posting up 1,000-yard seasons since he got in the league.
Yup.
So why is he going to stop? Especially when Baker can at least throw one long to him, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing that Mike Evans hasn't been able to do with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady was honestly kind of limited at times. We might see some bombs, and that might be coming back, and it might be coming back this game.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Now, what doesn't play well with Mike Evans, but we've known this for the last couple of years, is Chris Godwin's really good receiver. So he has to split targets with him, but it's worked in the past. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think Mike Evans is in a better situation now with Bake because I think, like you said, Bake will be able to. I mean, Mike Evans will be able to bail him out a lot, and I truly just think Chris Godwin was a Brady guy, like one of the Brady babies. Like he just really liked him a lot.
I like that.
Yeah.
A Brady baby.
Brady baby.
I like that a lot. That's funny. I enjoy that. But yeah, like I just feel like, you know, Mike Evans is gonna have a really good first game.
Yeah.
And the matchup kind of like it smells shootout of the week.
Shootout.
I completely agree with that. My gut feeling tells me that's a high scoring game as well.
Going to value guys now. Value guys. And this value guy speaks to me. He fucked up the wide receiver market last year. And here's the thing. He had all career highs last season too.
He did?
Wasn't much, but hey, at the end of the day, career highs are career highs. You can only go up from there, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
This guy who fucked up the market last year is my value guy for this week and has a very favorable matchup, I feel, and that is Christian Kirk at 5,600.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Lawrence has to get accustomed to Calvin Ridley. And I don't want to go on the Calvin Ridley train just right away because he's missed a year and a half of football. So that is something to kind of get used to, especially with a brand new quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. So you got to have a go-to guy who's already been with you for a while. And Christian Kirk, yeah, it's been one season, but they had a good connection, good chemistry. So why not?
Why not?
Christian Kirk coming down.
I like it.
I like it. And value number 2. I think it's kind of disrespectful how this man is rated, how he's rated this opening week. There's been a few people I've looked and I'm like, you're rated that low. Like, what happened? This person I'm talking about.
Yep.
is right under Christian Kirk. He is sitting at 5,500, and that is Deebo Samuel.
Deebo.
Yeah,
I think they did Deebo dirty.
They kind of did Deebo dirty. I mean, if you're trying to judge it from last season, yes, it was kind of a down season. Injuries happen, the XYs, quarterback changes, things of that sort. But I think Deebo is going to be in prime form. Yes, it's a hard opponent in Steelers, but Samuels is that fast, that nifty, and that much of a fighter. So I don't see why he can't be scoring points like that.
I agree.
I'm guessing 20 points at least from Samuels this week.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I like it. I like the pick in Samuel. I like the pick in Kirk. This is why it's really hard choosing, values, because like Chris Godwin, a value pick this week, I feel. Amari Cooper, value pick. He's the number one, There's a few number one receivers or possible number one receivers that's in value this week. Something to think about, my guy.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
And then you got number two receivers in here too as well. So something to think about over here, guys.
A lot of good information out here. I hope you guys got your pen and pads out.
Yeah. We know it's the first game of the season, but like, you also have to know who these people are and be like, hey, I remember them from last season. They did this, that, and the third. I'm getting it for this much. I might want to consider. So, I know they just signed him, and his knees are about to explode, but Juju's at 4,800.
But his knee's gonna explode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's a good. I think that's a good flex pick. But then you got Robert Woods and Nico Collins. 4,700 for Nico Collins.
True.
5,000 Robert Woods. If you want something different. Brandon Ayuk, 4,900.
4,900. Disrespect.
I want to give you guys the floor to talk about your receivers, but I just want everyone to understand there's a lot of value in some of these value picks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, take that as is, but what do you guys have? Wait. Side note, Deontay Johnson, 5,300. I'm done.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could go with receiver.
You hit the nail on a lot of them. I guess high value guy. I guess I would look at this dimension, maybe Metcalf or Lockett to go with that Geno pick. They're really the two guys there. They're only 300 separates them. Metcalf being 7,000, Lockett being 6,700. So I think you'll be okay locking in any one of those. You know what I mean? Like I said, Rams got a pretty soft secondary. So I like those two guys. However you want to do, whoever you feel is going to have the bigger game. Value, I mean, you got Bateman there, 5,300. You know what I mean? Pickens, you got George Pickens there at 5,000. Crazy.
Crazy.
Ayuk, like you mentioned.
It's the craziest one.
Nico Collins, 4,700. You know what I mean? He's the one guy there. You got Mooney, 4,500. Like, I'm not trying to name them all, but there's value in receivers this week if you want to try to go for a spicy lineup that maybe a lot of people wouldn't have.
Yeah, you could go running back heavy, quarterback heavy, and save some money with the receivers. I
mean, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely could build a lineup like that because a lot of these receivers are kind of mispriced.
Yeah, because look at Jerry Jeudy. Why are you at 6,600?
Exactly. Well, Jerry Judy's at You're saying that's expensive? 6,600
for him and the offense he's in right now and what he's done.
True, and yeah, he's not even sure he's gonna play, so that's crazy. That is an overprice. 5K range, yeah, you're getting a lot of guys that are potential WR1s, and they're in the 5,000s. Like, what's the situation with Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
Is the thing when you look at his history, when he has been healthy and playing football, he's top 10 receiver every time.
And you know, I know we're going by reports, but hey, looking like his old self.
That's what they're saying.
Man, I will take 5-yard out routes and automatic catches from Mike Thomas all day.
If you're gonna target him 10 to 12 times doing that shit, I'll take that.
I will take that. Hey, those are points.
Yes.
That's the Michael Thomas I want.
Huh?
Yep. Points, 10 catches, 50 yards.
I mean, you guys did mention. You pretty much nailed the top two receivers that I like. I have Evans and Jefferson on my lineup. I know Jefferson's going to be owned, and if he's a slate breaker, that doesn't matter. He could be 40% owned, but if he scores 40 points, you need him. Mike Evans was the one who was on the lower side when I checked yesterday. I can't remember the exact percentage, but Mike Evans was under 10%. I want to say it was anywhere from 5 to 8.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, no one's even thinking about that man. No one even wants to put him in. So that would be a low key stack. That would be low ownership. Is Mayfield and Evans this week? If you guys feel good about that, or if you want to take your chance with Godwin, go for Godwin. But I personally like Evans for this one.
Yeah, no, same. I think Evans has a higher ceiling.
Yeah. Unless Baker just likes fast receivers, you know. That's really it. Because we know Godwin's the faster of the two, but, I mean, I think Evans is the most reliable one.
Yeah, Evans can bail you out more.
Yeah, he the boy.
Which we know Baker's going to need.
Yeah. We like Jamar Chase this week, though. We didn't pick him, but, like, at the same time, it's like... He's probably number 2 or number 3 out of the receivers.
I'm not fully sold on him
this week
just yet. This week, I don't know. Jamar Chase is so up and down to that, and I think he's all about matchup wise. I mean, he doesn't have a bad matchup, but
yeah, I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't mind someone picking like T. Higgins or like Tyler Boyd this week. When it comes to picking up Bengals, like I feel like one of your lineups should have a Bengals player. Is just which one is going to be the good dice roll.
Yeah, because I just think at the 8,100, shoot for a couple more for an extra 100, you can go T Hill, which I think has the better matchup. Or if you want to go a couple even more 100, I mean Jefferson's right there, like he's the best matchup.
Yeah, and you could go super value after picking Jefferson.
You
know, and still get quality.
True that.
Okay. That wrap up receivers?
Yeah, I think that's going to wrap up receivers this week.
All right. So my top guy is the top guy this week. Justin Jefferson, 8,800. Next. We got Mike Evans sitting at 6,300. With the endless value picks, we got Christian Kirk at 5,600. And then right under him, it's 5,500 of Deebo Samuels. Let's go.
Deebo.
But we have a plethora of picks that you could go to, so, you know, choose wisely because those are the cats that matter. Those flex positions. So pick wisely. All right, let's kick it off with tight ends. Open discuss who we like in this week, just in general.
I I mean, if Mark Andrews I know he got the Q next to his name. I mean, he's the most expensive tight end at 6,200, but I think he's the best of the bunch. And I mean, Lamar does have some new weapons to throw to, but I mean, all reliable's right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think if Mark Andrews does play, I think he'd be a good start if you want to spend a little more money on tight end.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I fuck with TJ Hawkinson. We think that's going to be a shootout.
Hawkinson.
Yeah, the chant's back, baby. The chant is back. Was it third season of the chant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, third season of the chant.
Yeah, third season of the chant. And honestly,
he has a good matchup.
This is the year you should be chanting it the loudest because his ceiling is high this year.
High. Yeah. It fits his profile, being a Viking the whole season. Hawkinson will win somebody $1 million at some point this year. Maybe a couple times. Mm-hmm.
He will be the tight end of the week for sure.
Okay. I got two tight ends that I feel like no one's kind of paying attention to, but the possibilities of them doing stuff this season would be great. And these two games is actually great introductions. Like they shown out before, but like this is like really good. I think Jawan Johnson has an opportunity to really explode this season, just because how Carr treated Waller when he was with the Raiders, and going in a new system with the Saints. I think Johnson resembles Waller's in athletic abilities of being a tight end. So I feel like that's one pick that's good, and it's good against the Titans. You know, Titan have a lot of gives when it comes to their defense. Yeah. So I can see Johnson having a really good game against the Titans defense. Another one which is a little bit more a dart. Thrown in the dart. What? Fuck! I can't even say the saying. I'm gonna throw this dart in the dark or whatever. Fuck.
I know what you're saying.
You
know what you're saying.
Hey, Dougie, say it again.
I'm not even gonna try to correct it because I'm gonna fuck it up. That's why I'm not correcting it.
Dougie literally said it. Say it.
Yeah.
Throw this dart in the darkness.
I don't know.
I'm gonna throw this dart in the dark. Anywho. Irv Smith Jr. of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, that's a dart.
Yep. So he was originally Vikings tight end, but the problem about him is he would have these weird season-ending injuries, like abdominal things like that.
Yeah.
So there is some risk there, and I'm gonna let you all know. But hey, sometimes having a new team, new me. He's very young too. He's like only his third season in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Athletic cat. I don't see why not Joe Burrow implementing the tight end a little bit more in the system to have a fresh outlook in the offense. So against Cleveland, I mean, possibilities there. The possibility is there, and I liked Irv Smith with the Vikings when he was there, but injuries kind of got in the way. So he's on a new team. I think he'll do a little bit better with a new team, especially with someone like Joe Burrow. I feel like he could do some damage. He'll be a really good tight end. I think he'll be a great tight end pick this week.
Sir,
that's just me.
Sir.
He's cheap.
Like
3,000. Was it 3,600? So cheap players. If you want to go that route, because I'll be honest, this week the tight end slot is not looking nice, other than like Hawkinson.
Outside the top four, it's
yeah. I don't really like Hawkinson. I mean, Hawkinson's the only one I like right now. And everyone else is just kind of like,
Man.
meh. It's just we're gonna get chump change for a while, I think, for tight ends, because tight ends, the value of tight ends have kind of dropped in the recent years. At one point, tight ends were really high; they were really hot shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Now
they dipped.
They dipped a lot, and outside of top 5, you're just kind of like, fuck, who do I pick?
Yeah,
and that's kind of
how do we feel about Ingram?
Ingram? I was gonna mention Ingram earlier. I like. If he plays the way he played towards the end of last season, he's a nice pick.
Yeah.
Ingram's low key a receiver, just saying I played tight end.
Just a big body receiver. Honestly,
he's like, I played tight end.
How do you feel about Kyle Pitts this year?
Nope.
Pendy.
You could count me out. Count me out.
Hey, I'm out, but like this is my last season of evaluating him.
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll miss out on that one game that he scores 28 points. I don't give a fuck. But I'll miss out on it. But that's the only time he's gonna do it, and he's gonna be so mid for the rest of the season. I'm out on Pitts.
Sometimes you gotta take a chance, but not this week.
Nah. I'm out on Pitts until I see it. Until you show me something.
Until you show me.
I think Njoku could have a big game.
I was gonna say, how do we feel about it?
Njoku's a big motherfucker.
Yeah,
he athletic,
but we got
athletic as hell.
We just got to see with this whole Watson situation.
Yeah.
Really. Why does my gut tell me he's gonna flop? Like
Watson?
Yeah, like he's gonna be really bad this year, and there's gonna be stories of benching him or just like shitting on the Browns, like this is a disaster type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something tells me that Deshaun is not going to bounce back the way we think he is, but we'll see.
The Browns better hope not, because the Browns they threw a lot for that guy.
They threw their soul in this one. We'll see.
But we'll see. But I do think that Njoku was getting some chemistry there last year.
Something, right?
Until his injury. So we'll see this year. Like I said, the Browns are a big question mark. So yeah, I wouldn't really waste too much time on it. But keep your eye out. Keep your eye on that guy. He is a big body and a nice tight end. Do we have anything else to say about this?
Nah.
I think we hit the nose on.
Yeah, I think we covered the slate on that one.
I'll let you know now. Whoever's winning the $1 million that we mentioned.
All right, wait, say that one more time. Whoever's winning the $1 million, what?
Is going to have one of those tight ends we mentioned.
I hope so.
I think so. It's going to be fair enough.
All right, wrapping this up this week with our defensive picks. What's some defenses we feeling this week?
Here's a weird one. Commanders.
2,800 at home against Arizona.
I mean, that's not a weird one.
Yeah, that's not
really. Take a look under the hood and what's going on.
The reason why I say it's weird because it came out so fast out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. But no, definitely. I mean, we don't know what Dobbs is about to do there. They're tanking for Caleb Williams. I stand by it. So I think the Cardinals are going to be terrible.
They're going to tank again, like they tanked for Kyler Murray.
Yes, the way they messed up Josh Rosen. They messed up Josh Rosen. They messed up Kyler Murray. Now they're on their way to mess up Caleb Williams. Bro.
I don't think they're going to tank for Caleb. I don't think that's going to work for Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams always came out and said, "I'll stay at USC another year if I don't like the number one defense."
His pop said that. Hey, his pop say that. His pop said that.
Nah, he don't want to go there. He a USC boy. He ain't trying to go.
Right. I kind of like the Saints.
Saints?
I feel like that's a great pick.
At home against, the Titans team that hasn't done shit well, they've tried, I guess, to get a new quarterback.
They tried.
They tried, but it's still Tannehill somehow. This man is surviving.
Yep. They got rid of everyone else.
Even if the Titans win this game, I don't see it as a high scoring one. So I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity for the Saints defense to try to get a turnover or a pick six or something.
All right. Let me ask you guys this: out of our three bottom guys, Raiders, Bucks, and Texans, who do you guys like the most out of those three as the sleeper defense?
Raiders.
Raiders. That was so quick.
Raiders, yeah.
But I agree too.
Because Bucks is going to have a shootout. Texans, I feel sorry. I feel like they're going to get their ass beat by the Ravens.
Yeah.
So it just leaves to the Raiders. The Raiders can at least record some sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's points.
Yeah, Raiders really worked on their pass rush, so got to see what that defense looks like with the revamped D-line. But if you're just asking me those three, yeah, Texans, they're going to get worked by the Ravens. And then Bucks and Vikings, we expect that to be a shootout, so I wouldn't start either defense. Mm-hmm. So Raiders has the best chance out of those three, for sure.
All right. Any other defense you boys want to mention?
Nope.
Oh, I mean, you could retain Eagles defense, and maybe Pittsburgh or 49ers defense. I don't think that's going to be a high scoring game either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of like Niners defense a little bit.
Yeah. Other than those, take your pick at defense. That's usually the last thing you pick, anyways.
Right.
It's whatever you got left for defense.
Fill in the blank.
Alrighty, well, I think that's gonna wrap up this week, ladies and gents. Overall, seems like wide receiver is gonna have the best pull this weekend, which is probably where the pivots are going to be, because I think we're gonna get a lot of the same QBs, a lot of the same running backs. So we'll see how this week plays out. Good luck to everybody this weekend in the DraftKings. Hopefully, us here at the Buzzin' Sports helped you with some information that helps you win some cash money.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back next week with some week 2. Hopefully, more clarity on certain players, because week 1. Good luck to everybody, because who knows what.
We could be lying.
Yeah. Stay tuned for more data. But for week 1, it's the Wild West out there. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, and we will be posting on our social media the Buzzin' Sports lineup, where we're going to be playing this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. Episodes dropping next week for DraftKings. Do we have a Spuddy side segment coming? Side segment?
Nah, since this week is going to be fucking wild, I don't want to do a side segment because I won't be probably betting this week. So expect to your regular schedule program by week 2, where I get a feel, I get a good feel of everything.
Good feel of what the fuck's going on this
year. Plus, I wanted the first episode to be with the boys, so expect everything to really start kicking up with Spuddy Quick Picks coming back next week.
All right.
For sure.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we appreciate everyone who listens in on the Buzzin' Sports. Make sure you hit the follow buttons. We are at Buzzin' Sports on everything: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all your sports podcasts, or your podcast apps, shall I say. Buzzin' Sports, we're here. We'll be going strong this year again for year 3. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we are out of here.